This is the Education Business Podcast for consultants and business owners providing services in schools. I'm Claire Riley, and I'll be sharing how to start, grow and scale your education business. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about growing a brand in education business. Now, we can look around in the business world and ask how to grow a brand, and it's likely that we'll get some answers that maybe make us feel a little bit uncomfortable in education. Answers like, the more polarising you can be, the stronger brand you will build. Now, I'm not suggesting that you can't be polarising in education, because actually, in fact, it's important to have a cause that you believe in and to stand for it. But you're not going to be able to build your brand solely on polarisation and then take it to that new, uncomfortable height that I've seen some of my mentors do recently. Now, as you know, I've built a brand that teachers know and love over the past 9 years at Classroom Secrets, and I'm working on building that brand further as we speak. So why is it important? Well, building your brand is about becoming known for what you do and doing that well. It's about who you are as a company, and that might be just you as an individual right now, or it could be you as a team. But you want teachers to know about you so that they'll tell other teachers about you. And this can really help your business to grow as you build brand awareness about yourself in the education sector. So if a school or a teacher needs the service that you offer, then you want them to think of you when they're making their selection. And they can only do that if they know that you exist. So how did I build a brand that teachers know and love, and how am I still doing it? Well, in my personal experience, there are 5 key areas that we should focus on. So let's talk about each of these 5 areas. So the first one is that a product that is so good, people can't talk about it. That's what you should have. So I know you thought this was about brand, but it actually starts with problems. When you solve problems for a teacher, it changes their lives. And when you change their lives for the better, then they talk about it. They share that. They want you to help others too. This is what I like to call the word of mouth wave. So you might be stuck to your seat in your car right now, or frozen in your tracks on your run, wondering how on earth you can solve a big problem for teachers and how you're going to access the resources for that. But it doesn't have to be a big problem that you solve. It can be a small problem. Solving small problems makes a big difference, especially if over time you solve multiple small problems. Your momentum and impact will just seriously rack up and it will become really noticeable. Maybe you're not solving small problems for teachers, maybe you're solving small problems for schools. But who is the person it's going to make a difference to? It could be the school business manager or the head teacher. Perhaps you're solving a problem for a parent. Think about the person whose life your product or service will change, and look for ways to make your problem solving better for them. Understand them inside and out so that you know exactly what their problems are and how they need those problems to be fixed. Number 2, consistent, frequent messaging and engagement. It's hard to know what to talk about to your audience sometimes. We can feel like we're selling all of the time, which if you're an ex-teacher, you probably hate doing. I do. But it's our job to educate our potential customers on how we can help them. And that's part of our brand. At Classroom Secrets, I term us as the helpful friend. We're the helpful friend to teachers. So who are you going to be in your messaging? What are the words that you want to channel in all of your communication to customers and potential customers? And how are you going to do that consistently without feeling spammy? It's about waking up every day and then telling more and more people about what you do in different ways. And you can also ask your audience questions as well and get to know them so that it's a two-way street. 3, fueling and facilitating public conversation. So you want to be known in the education sector. So that means that you have to do things to stand up and be known for. So get involved in the public conversation. That might be on Twitter. It could be in Facebook groups. But use this as an opportunity to prove that you stand for something, and say what you believe in for education. The other thing to do is to control the conversation about you if you've got to the stage in your business where others talk about you publicly. If it's positive, brilliant. If it's not positive, then learn from it and, of course, respond to it. But definitely don't ignore it. 4. Make teachers feel heard. You've got an opportunity to make teachers feel heard. You can show them that you're just like them. You can find ways to relate to them. And this is especially important if you've left the classroom. You need to find ways to relate. And use your personality to do this. Let your community know who you are. Let them know where in the country you live and maybe what some of your family makeup is like and what you enjoy doing. Basically, be yourself and don't be afraid of that. Use it as an advantage to find common ground with teachers or whoever you're selling to. And 5, show vulnerability. Now, this is part of the leadership piece and it links with making teachers feel heard, but showing your vulnerability removes the barrier and it makes you more accessible. So don't be afraid to show your struggles and also find moments to be entertaining. And this will happen most naturally when you're just being yourself and you're not trying to put on a persona to your community because you think it's what you should do or you think it's the professional thing to do. They just want to get to know you and be able to trust you. So there are 5 areas to focus on this coming week when you're working on building your brand in education. Now, recently I've been working on a number of free resources to help you grow your business. And so I just wanted to let you know that you can find them at educationbusinessclub.co.uk/free-resources. Thank you for listening to the Education Business Podcast. To get more information to grow your business, sign up at educationbusinessclub.co.uk.